Hello, friends. Welcome to Squared Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up the month of June in my half-letter Discbound planner. We'll decorate a monthly spread and a currently page for my memory planner section. So come plan with me. And I've got some washi tapes here ready to go, along with this chalk ink and blending brush, and these Planything sticker books, which I'll pull from. Okay, guys, so I decided that I was going to challenge myself to only use Planything's new release that comes out today, same day as this video is going up, Friday, May 15th. So do check the description if you are interested in any of her books, but I really love her summer books quite a bit. They're usually very, I don't know, just I love the little icons and the color schemes, and she's very good about giving you a lot of options to kind of keep your spreads fresh and interesting. Also, too, I love a good colorful boxes set, and this one did not disappoint. Love the circles, love the boxes, so I'll be pulling in some of those as well today. She also has a set of washi's that she's releasing today as well. So I'm going to try to pull in what I can with the color scheme from that set, but she's given you a lot of options. There's striped options, they have the scalloped edge, some grid, and I think one's like a honeycomb as well. But love the solid colors, very summery, perfect to match up with her sticker books. So I just wanted to highlight those. I use her products quite a bit on my channel, but I never really do a full highlight of her subscriptions. So I really wanted to take the time to explain. She's a one-woman shop, small business, and I really am appreciative of her, and I love supporting her small business. So if you guys are interested in some fresh new stickers, specifically if you are in a smaller planner for this set, she does have some larger stickers in here, but I feel like the set definitely caters towards maybe mid-size to smaller size planners up to maybe an A5, or I'm using here a half letter, or a Happy Planner Mini would be really great with these as well. So I've started off by placing a couple of the colorful boxes there on my spread. I use my monthly here for memory keeping, and I will be putting in an individual memory or highlight each day. So I got to keep that space pretty open, but I thought it'd be fun to try putting in her boxes right there on my spread and see how that looks. And surprisingly, these boxes are almost a perfect fit for this half letter, which is not a standard size, but they fit almost perfectly. So I'm pretty excited about that, and they give a real highlight to certain days. I do not know what's going to be going on in June, but I will still highlight these days no matter what, even if they have no specific highlight for the day, if that makes any sense. But I just thought it would be a good idea to add a little bit more color and variety to the spread. I am also doing a border theme. So if you are familiar with my channel, I do tend to follow a certain format when I set up my spreads, just to make life a little bit easier and to know that the design is going to come out good no matter what. So I'm just not winging it. I kind of have an idea in mind when I'm placing down the stickers so that I get a really cute theme in the end that feels like it was designed, if that makes sense, and not just stickers thrown on the page. So one of my go-tos is this border style theme where you put stickers along the edges and kind of make the entire spread surrounded with your stickers, usually in a similar theme. Or if you're doing something like florals are great. You can just paper the whole border with florals, or whatever you have that makes sense to do a border with. So I saw these summer stickers, and I thought that this would be a perfect border theme set since they're nice and small, so you can get quite a few on there, and it becomes like one whole system when you're done. It doesn't feel like you are doing individual stickers that kind of can get really cluttery when they're smaller. by adding them as a border, it really makes it feel more like one cohesive piece or one cohesive, like not sticker, but one cohesive design, I guess is a good way to say it. So that's what I went with these stickers. If you guys are, again, following my channel, you will probably know that I am dealing with some sciatica issues. So my videos are not as consistent as they have been in the past, but I'm going to be trying to put up videos as often as I can and keeping this channel going because, I really love this community and I value each and every one of you and your feedback and the love and support you guys have given me, and hopefully that I can give that back to you as well. I just wanted to say that since I know I have a lot of people who follow this channel and have reached out. So I really appreciate each and every one of you, and will do my best to keep going with this channel as long as possible. Hopefully I will be back to normal soon, but I don't know, you guys. Sciatica has definitely thrown me, and I'm a little bit, I don't know, just out of sorts. Never been this debilitated in my life. So I am working through it and trying to figure out what I can do and how to get through until I get some healing going. That said, I've already moved on to the inking part of this plan that I have in my mind. So I'm going to go ahead and add a bit of a yellow border as well as a background for all those stickers. So you can see me blending in some of this chalk ink. Very important to be using chalk ink versus like a regular ink. One, it blends a lot better, but two, it's really important for double-sided planner pages because it does not bleed through. It basically sits on the page and kind of has a satiny feel to it, which makes it pretty unique and a really great choice for ink on planner pages. I do leave all of the items that I'm using down in the description, links to all of it. So if you're looking for something in particular, just check that video description. I should have everything that you need in there linked. And if not, feel free to reach out in the comments and I'll be happy to research and get back to you. One thing I didn't mention as I was setting it up, I really love to use stickers, especially when they're on the side edges or the top edges in some cases, kind of as you're seeing me here, where I plan to use one side of the sticker for one side of the page and then the other half on the other, and I just marry up the two edges to make it work. So that's what I did here on the right-sided edge. I went ahead and planned to marry that up with the left-sided edge as I was doing the design. And you can see now how that really worked out pretty well. This made it a faster way to get a clean-looking set of stickers on one side and on the other without as much effort as it would take to do stickering on both sides. So that's a little hack or kind of a trick I use in my planning. I've done it a couple times, but in case you're new or you've never seen that, I really recommend that if you're doing a full spread, especially a border spread like this. It makes things much, much easier. I'm also working off of wax paper, and I'd like to roll off the stickers specifically when they're in like groupings like this. It really works well. If you do anything that's kind of spread out with the stickers, it's not quite as effective, but anything that's pretty close or in line, I would say, is pretty easy to roll off the wax paper and make, your life a lot easier if you do like working with wax paper like I do. It just makes the process a little bit easier since you're kind of setting up the thread twice, so this makes it much faster. And that wax paper really helps for people like me who get indecisive and like to change their mind. You don't have to worry about the stickers already kind of, cementing themselves to your paper. You can move things around a lot easier on the wax paper before you commit. So I really saw down here at the bottom that I didn't like how the stickers were showing through with those black lines behind. So I'm just going to use a white gel pen that I have here and white out those black lines with that white gel pen. works perfectly like a whiteout style pen or tool. So you don't really need one of those in particular. Just a white gel pen really does the trick. I'm using, I think this is a 1.0 tip, which is a fairly thick tip, but that works really nicely for the spread and for, any fine lines and things that you might have on your planner spread as well. So I just went ahead and whited out where I saw it was just a very distracting overlay of those stickers. And now I am kind of cleaning up any places where I see I need a little more and trimming out the excess on the bottom and the top and on the sides as well. There's just usually a little bit of excess, but if there's enough to save, I'll put it back there in sticker book and maybe use it on the back or in another spread, or maybe even on this spread if I see a hole that fits the bill with one of those cutaways. Lots of tiny little trimmings, so I was getting kind of frustrated with it sticking to my fingers and falling, and I didn't know where it fell, so a little bit of frustration there, but nothing crazy. Just finishing out the trimming here, and then now we're going to stick on the washi tape that I ended up using. Didn't really mention it as I was putting it in, but decided on the blue and yellow striped washi to give it a little bit of like a nautical feel, which I thought would be cute. And then I also changed the position of that washi there on the top last minute. Just thought it balanced a little bit better in a more triangular pattern with the other washi. So now we're moving on to the back page, which is my currently page that I use for just tracking things that I'm, reading, watching, sometimes eating, and then any highlights from the month. I keep it pretty simple, nothing crazy, but I do like to match up the theme with the front. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one up with these multiple box stickers here. Went ahead and pulled some from both the boxes and then the summer sticker book that I'm working off of here so that I can get what I need for the full spread. I did use a lot of the pink and blue boxes on the front, so I wanted to make sure that I had a few smaller boxes there just for highlights and things. So I went back into the sticker books to include a couple empty, colorful boxes, which I appreciate. One thing I didn't mention while I was doing it, I did cut out the quotes, both on the front spread and then here on the back from the sticker book as well, the summer sticker book. I trimmed off all of the excess stuff that came with it and just kind of simplified them a little bit so that they wouldn't be too busy here on the spread, which actually has a lot going on. So I want to make sure that I, limit how busy things get. So I am now setting up the edges here. I am winging it a bit on the back page since I kind of know where I'm going with the styling in the design. I was just kind of eyeballing where I want these boxes to be before I committed them with that wax paper. So just dropping in a few of those smaller boxes and that quote I pulled, which says good vibes. Also dropping in some washi tape as well, just again to keep that theme consistent. I'm liking that. I did stick down that quote and it does not want to move, so we're going to leave it where it is. And I'll probably figure something out to fill that space above it because it looks a little bit empty there. And just filling out the top now with some items for the border. And I thought I would put those sunglasses there, but it just didn't really fit. So Just looking for an alternative for that little space at the top. I am going to leave the notes box there because I kind of like how it balances out the black in the quote at the bottom. So we'll just let that be. I am also trying to use up a lot of the stickers where I can, since I think there is only 2 pages of this theme. So whenever I have a limited amount of stickers in a certain variety and I use a majority of them, I try to just blow it out and use all the stickers unless I think I have enough to do a full spread afterwards with whatever I have left over. This one was kind of borderline. I definitely ended up using a lot of the stickers, but I don't know if I ended up using everything in the end. Also filling a few of the holes with some of those cutaway pieces that I did from the front and just now. This step just really helps things feel a little bit more full, and I don't know how to describe it, but it makes everything feel better. I know that's not very um, articulate, but hopefully you know what I mean when I say that adding those trimmings in really just makes everything kind of fill out and improves the design of the border just a bit. Now I'm putting in the headers, just kind of pinning them in. I put in eating in the pink. I put in reading in the yellow, and in the blue I put in watching. Just going to use my hole punch to clean out the holes, and that will do it for us, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye!